Millions of people all across this country getting ready for this winter storm.
Grocery stores will be busy in the coming days.
That's as people stock up on those essentials for hunkering down. Maria Aguilera shows us what people are stocking up on and what folks need to keep in mind if they lose power. Maria.
Len and Mia, well, what goes in your cart matters right now. I went inside a Houston grocery store to break down what you should have on hand and why there's no need to clear the shelves.
As cold weather moves in, so do the shoppers. Inside this Kroger on Buffalo Speedway, shoppers are grabbing the basics.
We've seen a lot of people coming in, getting water.
Store manager Ryan Fan says the goal is to be prepared, especially if power goes out. You'll want to have batteries, flashlights, candles, and lighters.
We don't know what's going to be happening the next few days, but in the event of the power loss, we have the batteries, we have the shelf staple item that they can purchase right now.
Think items that don't need refrigeration and can last several days, along with canned goods and other pantry staples. Keep in mind, as the weekend approaches, grocery stores will get busier.
Definitely an increase of almost double traffic today.
Fan says there's no need to panic buy. Supplies are still coming in.
We still got truck coming in tonight, tomorrow night, Friday even. Then pending the weekend with the weather.
The main message, just plan ahead and only get what you need. In Houston, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
If you do have to go outside or if you do lose power in your house, you want to make sure you know how to dress for the cold.
Right. If you haven't been out in the 20s for a while, remember, you got to dress in layers. It's going to help keep in your body heat. You don't have a bunch of coats, just put on a bunch of layers, and that helps. Don't forget also, if you got gloves and waterproof boots. The worst thing is if you have boots or shoes that are not waterproof, they get wet and then they freeze. That's the worst.
That's right. Now, Sunday and Monday, we're going from chilly to cold to the extreme cold. Okay, so that's going to mean more than 3 layers of clothing, including insulation. So you're going to want the gloves, the hat, and even a face covering, just to really keep all your skin covered.
Yeah, if you know, you know. If you've been out there in the cold weather for a long time, you want to cover your face. If you get too cold, watch out for signs that it's dangerous. In adults, hypothermia looks like shivering, exhaustion, confusion, fumbling hands, even memory loss, slurred speech, and drowsiness.
However, we want to point out that in babies, it looks a little bit different. So their skin might be bright red. Their skin might be very cold to the touch. They can have very low energy, and if you see that, you want to try to get somewhere warm and seek medical attention immediately.
So this morning we're going to start with some outdoor pipes, right?
Yes, some outdoor prep, and we'll show you guys what's going on and how to get it taken care of. So you can squeeze by real quick.
All right, this is live TV for you.
Okay, so basically what we're doing, if you have this set up exactly like this, you want to go ahead and make sure the hoses are always disconnected and you want to roll them up. You don't want to leave any water inside the hose, and you want to make sure it's off. You have little hose protectors like this, which are easy. You can find at your local store, and if not, we recommend going ahead and giving John Moore a call. As for getting it tight, you get it tight and just keep it over. You could always wrap some tape around it. This is your sprinkler backflow preventer. What you want to go ahead and do is you want to make sure it's shut off, because a lot of people assume, hey, I shut it off in the garage, it's off. No, you want to make sure you shut it off here. You have 2 valves that you shut off, and then you bleed it down. Off.
I'm learning a lot.
And then we bleed it down by using these valves on the side here. And if you want to be extra preventative,
oh wow,
you bleed it down, because when the sprinkler is off in the garage, water's still always flowing through it. This is basically a point of entry for the water for the sprinkler system. Incoming, outgoing. There's always water going through it. So you want to make sure you bleed it down, because this is one of the most things that is notorious for breaking during the freeze, because water's constantly flowing, and as we all know, water, when it freezes, it expands.
Right.
So these just go, and then you have a geyser. So you want to make sure you shut it off, bleed it down, and what you want to do, if you want to be a little bit more preventative, wrap it with a towel, put a plastic bag over it, and just wrap it with some tape.
Perfect. I know that was a lot of information to hear from Christian, but don't worry, he is with us throughout the morning and on our extended morning newscast. But for now, we're going to go ahead and toss it back into the studio as I continue to get myself together because it's time for me to prep my home too. Back to you.
Absolutely, Jalissa. This is our day. We also have tomorrow. Let's get it done before the weekend. Now, experts say a lot of people often forget about those pipes in their attics and their garages when they protect the pipes and their homes. Those areas don't get as much heat, especially depending on your insulation situation, so they can be more susceptible to freezing. If that is you, your next best option is to just shut the water off to your home.
That's going to prevent it from thawing and there already being a leak you didn't know about and flooding the house. What you then do is once it's thawed, you turn the water on and you check individually. And if there is a problem, you can just turn it off immediately.
Now, another big concern that folks have is the threat of power outages, the possibility. If the forecast holds, we can expect to see power outages throughout the state. Even though Houston is on the edge of the deep freeze, if the grid is compromised up north, where they're going to get more ice, it could lead to big problems here. Governor Greg Abbott has tried to assure everyone that the power grid will stay strong.
If ice weighs down on a local power line, the one that goes from the power pole to your home, that could mean there could be a home here or there where the power goes out temporarily. It will not be a problem with the entire grid.
We are getting you ready for this cold, is giving you important reminders about how to stay warm safely, whether you're using a fireplace, space heater, or a generator. Anieli Ruiz has important advice tonight from the folks who respond to calls for help. We're talking about the fire department. Anieli?
Well, that's right. They tell me first things first. You need to check the batteries on those smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. Make sure that you're ready for this weekend.
Freezing temperatures are headed our way, and fire officials from the area want families to be prepared and, more importantly, safe when they try to stay warm.
Our recommendation is going to be that if you do use a space heater, if it's an older one, look it over. Make sure it doesn't have anything broken, any cracks, especially the extension cord. Make sure it's not frayed. Connect it to the wall directly. Don't use extension cords.
Officials say keep space heaters at least 3 feet away from anything that can catch fire, and always unplug them before going to bed.
We definitely don't recommend that you use your stove or your oven to heat your home. We always think about carbon monoxide.
If the power goes out, do not bring a generator inside and any other outdoor equipment in your home.
One thing that we do see here in the Houston and greater Houston area is we're barbecue people. We like to cook outdoors. We have seen instances where people will actually bring their barbecue pit, their propane grill or their charcoal grill inside the house to try to heat their home. Obviously that for us is a big no. We definitely don't recommend that.
And if you lose power and try to stay warm in your car, be careful.
People will get in their car in their garage and sit in their car to stay warm. Well, your car's producing carbon monoxide, especially a lot of the older vehicles. If there's people in the house, they're going to get carbon monoxide poisoning.
Finally, if you believe you may be experiencing carbon monoxide poisoning, pay close attention to the symptoms and call for help immediately.
You're going to start getting a headache, you're going to start feeling nauseous, sick, and you might even throw up. It's almost like flu-like symptoms. If you start to feel that, get out of your house immediately, call 911.